There's another element of learning where we think that the teacher is responsible for correcting us. We're not taking the approach to our learning as trying to absorb as much information and get enough knowledge to self-correct. That's where that reflection part comes in. We don't reflect enough, and we're not approaching it with trying to get the knowledge to self-correct. We're looking at external factors as being the reason and the source of our correction and the feedback. But in reality, the feedback can also come from within us if we have the ability and the desire to process, to analyze, to dissect what it is that we are doing. When I'm dancing, for example, when I started and, people were giving me spins and all these things, and I was losing my balance, I didn't approach it again. I didn't approach it passively. I didn't look at it and say, oh, well, I lost my balance. Well, next time, I'll get it, hopefully. No, I approached it as I lost my balance. Why do I keep tilting to the right every time? I wonder if it's because I'm not engaging my core. I started asking in that moment all of these questions to myself. Why am I losing my balance? Why am I tilted this way? Why is my angle different? Why is my connection not this or not that? Why am I stepping and slipping? All of these questions I was asking in the moment and trying to get answers to them so that I could correct it in the moment so that the next moment would be a better moment than the one before. That's how I approach my dancing. That is how I approach my life, period. But that's definitely how I've been approaching my dancing all of these years, 20 plus years. And that's why I'm so good at adapting on the fly, because adapting on the fly and creating on the fly, we will be scared to create if we don't know what's going to happen and we don't know how to correct it and we don't know how to fix it. Why would we try something new if everything that's new could be a mistake and fail and it just doesn't work out? But if we know that when we make a mistake, we also have the knowledge within us to analyze that mistake and figure out where we could fix it, how we could fix it, and then move forward from there and try it again and be better at it, then we are going to be more willing to make mistakes, to take those creative opportunities, to try something new, to express ourselves in the way that we feel and not the way that we've been told to do. But if we don't feel, or if we are not approaching learning as also this element of self-correction, understanding the information enough to self-correct, then we are going to limit our desire to express ourselves in those unique and authentic ways. So think about your own learning and how much of that dissection and analysis are you performing on your own dancing? In the moments, maybe not in the classroom because there's constant flow of instruction happening there, but definitely after, in your time, in your scheduled time of reaching your goals for practice and review, how are you practicing? Right? Again, not just about showing up, but how are you showing up? So yes, you schedule time to practice, but how are you practicing? Are you just repeating, you seeing a video and just doing it over and over again? Or are you doing it one way and realizing that something didn't work and saying, why? What could be the reason for this? Maybe the teacher didn't provide this information, but don't you think you could also discover it yourself if you ask the right questions? And then once you have those questions, make an adjustment. Maybe you asked the wrong question to yourself, but once you make that adjustment, you'll see. If your outcome is better, then you asked the right question and you answered it correctly. If your outcome is still poor, then you asked the wrong question or you answered it incorrectly. And these are those questions of self-reflection that we need to constantly be employing in our lives, period. Because it helps us and it helps everybody that we are interacting with.